A baby girl in a fight for her life. Her mother and father hospitalized too following a chain reaction crash this morning. An entire fire department now rallying around this family. Good morning to you, Natalie. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Josh. Yeah, we've been kicking things off. Pretty humid, mild and muggy right now, but we've been watching the tropics very closely for what is still Tropical Storm Umberto continuing to churn in the western Atlantic. I'm going to talk about its latest track and something else that's been brewing in the Gulf.
And a terrifying free fall. Dozens of people are hurt when a deck collapses, falling onto another crowd down below. Plus, when it comes to style, it's all about coordination. So what if you could change the color of your kicks to match your clothes?
Okay, this is right up our alley.
Would have worked this morning. We were trying to coordinate here. Good morning to you. It is Sunday, September 15th, 2019. You are up on the bright side, starting your Sunday fun day off with us here. We thank you so much for doing that. I'm Josh Sidorowicz.
And I'm meteorologist Natalie Ferrari.
And we didn't quite get the coordination down. This is the first time in a while.
On camera, it's actually not going to be far off. It'll be fine.
Let us know. Hashtag on the bright side. Did we
Viewers,
pull it off?
Help us get ready in the morning.
We can't even dress ourselves, honestly. Yeah.
It's hard.
And going out today, do I need to take an umbrella? You said there's a little more rain chance today?
A little more rain chance and a little more cloud cover, which I know a lot of folks are like, we had enough clouds yesterday.
Well, hope you liked it. There's more.
We're going to throw some more in the mix, especially for today. But hey, it won't be a washout for any of your afternoon plans. So at least that's noon plans in a few moments, Josh.
Natalie, we want to make the most of the time that you've got with us here this morning, so let's get you in the know. This morning, a baby girl is in critical condition, fighting to stay alive following what was a serious car crash here that left both her mother and her father, a Pasco County firefighter, also seriously hurt. Now, in all, 5 people and several cars were involved when deputies say a 90-year-old driver ran a stop sign. This was in Lutz on Friday. Pasco County firefighter Hunter Garcia, his wife, and baby were inside one of those cars.
We're going to fight, to the end. Nobody's given up on anything. And we're going to do everything that we can to make sure that the best outcome can come out.
Garcia has been a Pasco County firefighter for 2 years. He is new to the force, but his fire family not leaving him behind. Many of them showed up to the hospital, in fact. Their main priority now to make sure Garcia's baby makes it through. So far, no one has been charged in this crash. A warning this morning from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. They say that there is a man out there pretending to be one of their deputies. They say a person is calling, telling people that they've missed jury duty, and in some cases, he's asking people to bring money to a district office. Now, the sheriff says they will never call you about jury duty, so make sure not to give out any of your personal information. At least 21 people were hurt when 2 decks collapsed at this home in New Jersey overnight. This morning, 8 of those people are still in the hospital. Witnesses say that people were actually trapped as those decks came crashing down onto them. Among them, a 2-year-old boy who was rescued by neighbors.
Horrible. There were people, they weren't dancing or anything. They were sitting, a bunch of people. There were children on the decks and all 3 levels. And we heard the noise of it starting to pull away. And the first floor deck pulled away first, and people started sliding off and yelling, and falling.
Man, oh man, the collapse happened during the New Jersey Firemen's Convention. So witnesses say there's a very good chance some of those people hurt are firefighters. Well, this morning, this is what hundreds of firefighters are up against in California. So far, more than 100 acres have burned in Riverside County. The wildfire sparked yesterday afternoon, but they are still trying to figure out just how it started. No injuries have been reported, but areas around where the fire is burning are being evacuated. Well, they are on a roll, all for a good cause in Pasco County, where later tonight a very unique event is happening. Brightside reporter Madison Allworth, she is live in Port Richey. Madison, which organization is benefiting from this?
The last time that
All right, well, we are sorry there. We're obviously having some connection problems getting to Madison inside that roller rink. So we are going to try and get back to her in the next half hour here and get to that story, because certainly for a good cause, of course, and benefiting the Pasco County Sheriff's Office K-9 unit. So stay tuned for that. We'll work on that. We'll revisit her in about 30 minutes. All right, in the meantime, let's move on. Natalie Ferrari back in here. You were just asking me about which shoes to wear. Do you have a lot of shoes?
A lot of them were actually right behind the set
They're
here.
right behind the wall. She keeps a whole
Options.
collection. And you know, with shoes, it's all about coordination, right? You need a shoe for every outfit.
Yeah, it turns out the geniuses at MIT are working on some futuristic ink that could let you change the color scheme of whatever shoes you want. That would save so much room in my closet. And it's not just shoes. It can be cars, toys, or basically anything, really. The special ink is reprogrammable, and it uses different kinds of UV light to change the color of anything. The color swap can easily be reversed and is said to be environmentally friendly.
Sure it is.
Which is great because you're not making multiple versions of the same
Actually,
thing.
that's a good point. Yes, I'm looking at this car though that can change colors. That's a little funky, and I don't know what this is.
I mean, think about it. Anytime you want to like redecorate, like
How easy! You don't have to go out and buy something new. You can
Nope.
just...
Like, you know, I'm over this scheme. Let's go this way.
Although, do you really want your shoes glowing? They'd be glowing.
They could glow in the 90s. They can glow today.
That's right. I always wanted those glow shoes
I
when
know.
I was little.
I think we talked about that once.
did.
So
We did. Well,
circle.
It all comes right back around. Hey, you know, it's been a very busy few weeks in the weather department.
I've heard.
And you've heard us talking about the peak of hurricane season, but what makes this time right now the most active time? We're going to go beyond the headline for that answer. All right, well, you are up on the bright side here, 7-Eleven on this Sunday fun day. And you know, we've been talking an awful lot about hurricane season for, what, 3 months now?
Yeah, I mean, we get to enjoy that scene a lot.
Yeah, I was going to say, the anticipation's killing me. What are we waiting for? All right, so we've been talking about hurricane season. We're a couple months in, you know, and especially the past couple weeks have been very active with Dorian, right?
And we just passed the peak of the season, the official day that is, which was last Tuesday. And if you're wondering what on earth does that mean, this morning we're going beyond the headlines into the Atlantic Basin with meteorologist Grant Gilmore on where these massive storms start to form.
Keep those supplies handy. We still have more than 2 months until the end of hurricane season.
Yeah, keep all those supplies handy.
Yeah, I know, right? It's so easy, right? You dodge one and you're like, all right, well, we're good. But this
Eat
is
the snacks,
this
eat the
is
snacks.
a long stretch that you got to get through.
Don't eat the snacks yet. Also, it's very important for us to mention, because you heard a lot of different powerful storms being mentioned. No two storms are ever the same. Whether they formed in the same area, had a similar track, similar landfall, they are not the same.
And we always get so many questions, even we ask you guys, is this similar to that? Is it? And it's
no. The answer is always no. They're not.
just like on Brightside Weekend, no 2 days are alike.
Never. You're going to watch us this Sunday? Check us out next Sunday. See what happens. It'll be an adventure for all. But Josh, we were talking about the tropics and how things have been brewing even for the peak of
All right, Natalie, we are going to try this again. They are on a roll in Pasco County, and hopefully our live equipment is up and rolling as well. Brightside reporter Madison Allworth live in Port Richey with more on a unique benefit happening tonight and who it's helping.
Yeah, absolutely. This organization really want to win. That's why this team is here this early, practicing this morning, making sure that they are set for the event this afternoon. Doors open at 5:45. And hey guys, listen, they have the gear here for me. So I think coming up in the next hour, might have to strap on, put on some skates and get some warm-ups in, but we'll see. We will see.
All right, well, we are looking forward to that. Madison Allworth live in Port Richey. We'll see you in a little bit. Coming up here, though, first, well, this week we told you another person died from lung injuries related to vaping. Well, now one store is taking action to try and get everyone, adults and teens, to quit the habit. .22 time for your health checkup this morning. You can probably tell a lot about a person by what they post on social media, right? Well, a new study shows that what you're sharing on social media can also say a lot about your physical and mental health status. That's according to the Cleveland Clinic. Researchers there, they looked at the posting habits of 1,000 people and were able to predict several conditions like diabetes, anxiety, and depression based on what people were posting about. They say it can be hard to tell who's crying out for help online and who's just complaining, but if someone is continuously putting up negative posts, it could be worth reaching out.
I think coming at them in a different direction, maybe to get underneath what's going on the surface, is a better way to do it. You might see somebody who sounds very isolated and depressed, but maybe they only post when they do. On the other hand, you may see people who only post when they're feeling good and things are going well for them. So you don't want to overreact in either direction.
Well, experts say if you find someone else's posts consuming your thoughts, might be time to take a break from social media. Hey, want to feel skinnier? Grab a lemon, take a good whiff. Scientists say the body's perceptions are continuously updated in response to smell, and the scent of lemon apparently boosts body image and even helps self-esteem. On the other hand, they found that vanilla had the opposite effect, making people feel heavier. I think I prefer the smell of vanilla, though. Right? Whatever works, Natalie says. Okay. Thank you for that, Natalie. All right, we've been talking all about vaping here lately, and it has now been linked to hundreds of cases of severe lung disease, even 6 deaths now. Health officials are warning people to stop using e-cigarettes until they can get some solid answers on what's happening. But it is an uphill battle, especially with teens. The CDC says in just a year, e-cigarette use has surged 78% in high schoolers and nearly 50% in middle school aged kids. So it's good to know why kids are doing this and how to help stop it. Bright Side's Jenny Dean shows you how one major retailer is trying to make a difference. The most recent death blamed on vaping was in Kansas. The patient was over the age of 50 and did have a history of underlying health issues. We'll be right back. Welcome relief. Tropical storm Umberto shifts course, sparing the Bahamas as people there, of course, still struggling after Hurricane Dorian. Plus, hired to protect a Bay Area school district winds up firing him for fighting. And these couples tying the knot to a higher level, where brides are adding their best buds to their bouquet.
Okay.
Get it?
Okay.
Get it?
Took me the second time.
Stay tuned if you don't get it, or if you do get it, you still want to.
We're going to get it by the end of the block.
All right, good morning to you. It is Sunday, September 15, 2019. You're up on the bright side. We thank you so much for starting with us here. I'm Josh Sidorowicz.
And I'm meteorologist Natalie Ferrari.
So you're tracking the tropics.
Yeah.
Not much right for the next couple months.
I
still.
live there, basically.
But nothing immediately impacting us, right?
No, any impacts we will see are actually very indirect, which basically means moisture is being thrown our way. We do have a lot of tropical moisture in place, and that's going to help ramp up those rain chances. We head out and about. This is a live view across our Sky 10 network, with the exception of Sarasota. They went to sleep there here for just a second, but we are waking up to a very thin layer of not only some low clouds, but even some high clouds in place. Hey, you will get peaks of sunshine. It's not going to be a totally somber day, but we will have to dodge a few scattered showers. We'll talk about that, potential timing coming up.
They're just sleeping in Sarasota this morning.
Must be
it's
nice.
It's Sunday, yeah. All right, so we talked about Tropical Storm Umberto. It shifted course this weekend and seemed to avoid the Bahamas for the most part. A welcome relief, no doubt, as that country struggles in the aftermath of Hurricane Dorian. CBS News correspondent Kenneth Craig is there with the latest.
Food, water, and medical aid.
Well, as it moves north, Umberto is expected to strengthen into a hurricane, staying well off Florida's east coast and heading further into the Atlantic. That's according to the National Hurricane Center and our meteorologist right here on the 10 Weather Center. Well, look at this. This is the aftermath of torrential rainfall in Spain. Unbelievable, where flooding has killed at least 6 people. Roads are washed out. Cars at a local dealership, they were just, tossed all over the place like nothing. Spanish acting prime minister says the government will ensure that, at least on a material level, people will recover what they've lost. The son of Osama bin Laden is dead. The White House announcing this weekend that Hasma bin Laden was killed in a U.S. counterterrorism operation in Afghanistan, but it did not give any other information, including when this actually happened. Now, of course, his father, Osama bin Laden, the leader of al-Qaeda, was killed by Navy SEALs in 2011. It was believed his son would be the next leader of the terrorist group. A nice protest at a New York City Microsoft store this weekend, ending in the arrest of 76 people. The protest was organized as a response to Microsoft doing business with ice. The store on Fifth Avenue, which is just blocks away from Trump Tower, was closed to protect customers and employees. Back in the Bay Area, a Riverview High School security monitor fired for getting into a fight with a student. Kenneth Howard, he was actually hired just about a month ago. He's also a volunteer football coach for this school and others in the district. He was initially put on leave immediately following the fight on Thursday, but the Sarasota County School Police Department has since recommended he be terminated. Unclear at this point just what they were fighting about in the first place. All right, well, you know, some people refer to it as the throne, which is particularly fitting if your toilet is in fact solid gold. Not so good, though, if a thief makes off with said solid gold commode, which is apparently exactly what happened in England, where a solid gold toilet, kid you not, worth about £1 million, that's roughly $1.25 million US, was stolen from the birthplace of British wartime leader Winston Churchill. The toilet, which was part of an exhibit, was actually connected to the palace's plumbing system, so its removal caused, quote, significant damage and flooding to the building.
I'm really shocked. I can't believe there's a £1 million toilet that's been stolen, all gold. I wanted to go on it.
I can't believe they managed to get into the palace as well. Like, I thought security here would be tight locked. So, yeah, it's amazing that someone's been able to access it and be able to take it. And it's not small, is it?
Did you hear that? She wanted to go on it. Who wouldn't?
Gosh.
A 66-year-old man has been arrested, but has not yet been identified or charged. The building was closed to the public on Saturday for cleanup, but the palace is expected to reopen today. Boy, it's going to be tough to top this story the rest of the news.
Glorious place to go.
I wanted to use it. I wanted to go on it. All right, the wheels are turning this morning in preparation for a very good cause, for a very unique event happening tonight to benefit the Sheriff's Department in Pasco County. That is where we find Brightside reporter Madison Allworth live in Port Richey with how you can help their canine program. Good morning, Madison.
Pups, and you'll love fast-paced sports. You want to be here tonight.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, so unique, so different. Madison, are you going to hopefully get geared up next hour? We're waiting.
Oh, you know it. You know it. I'll be in gear.
Perfect. All right, we'll see you at 8 o'clock. Madison Allworth live in Port Richey. Thanks so much. That'll be good.
That's going to be amazing to see.
All right, before that, though, so there's apparently an unusual trend that is growing in popularity in Phoenix, Arizona.
I like how you had to close your eyes a little bit to think, just to really get into the mood. It's called marijuana matrimony. I can't believe this is an actual thing. More couples are using cannabis plants to arrange bridal bouquets, and it's totally legal there, might I add. A dispensary is involved in the process to make sure that customers have a medical marijuana card and don't go over the legal limit. So at least there's some regulations there, but these bouquets aren't just for walking down the aisle. A couple weeks after you say I do, they can all light it up.
Oh, so you can use it.
Yes, you can use it. This has multiple purposes.
Wow, well, right there, it pays for itself. Come on.
Oh my Lanta, I just don't even know.
That's different.
I mean,
clever.
What is the saying? Something old, something borrowed, something
green now, not blue, apparently. Something to chill out with, man. All right.
Totally.
Well, totally. So they helped her get back on her feet, and now she is going to help them. How she's turning old clothes into new creations. .43, you are up on the bright side, and you are taking a live EarthCam shot of South Beach in Miami. Where are they already out on? No, there's no one actually out there. But it's going to be someone walking. Just a little morning stroll. Be a good day to get out, right?
It actually would be, especially for the first half of the day. The second half of the day, it's going to be a good day to find a covered patio.
Get some stuff done. Get your, what do you call it? Your honey-do list?
I did that yesterday for myself.
Good. It's about time you do something for yourself, man.
Yeah, clean up all the dog hair. That's my honey-do list.
Vacuum,
for myself.
dishes.
Stop cleaning dog hair. Why is there so much dog hair?
Hey, you know what? Whatever gets you going, that's fine.
Yeah, but really though. This afternoon, some of you guys may be doing the exact same thing. If your honey-do list requires yard work, do it in the morning hours.
Okay.
Just knock it
Been
out of
warned.
the way. Get it out of the way because we are going to look at some scattered rain chances in the forecast as we get towards later this afternoon. And the highs have an easier job now to climb into those lower 90s.
Should we look at what's trending?
Let's do it.
All right, why not?
Man.
Are you ready to face off?
We'll see. We will
He's
see.
always ready to face off, please. The classic thriller starring Nicolas Cage and John Travolta is about to get a reboot because what haven't we?
We got to
rebooted
reboot
yet,
all the
right?
things now.
Yeah, the same screenwriter who worked on 22 Jump Street is writing the follow-up. No word about who will star in it or a release date just yet. Oh, so it's not clear that they both won't be in it?
But how are you going to face off?
Wait a minute. All right.
Can't face off if you got the faces on.
Your wise words, your Sunday wisdom from Natalie there. All right. Hey, could the next 007 be a woman?
Okay.
Pierce Brosnan thinks so. Okay. The actor, of course, played James Bond from 1995 to 2002, and he says the character should be played by a woman next. He told The Hollywood Reporter, "Get out of the way, guys. Put a woman up there."
Oh, it's so beautiful. That'd be so neat.
Yeah, you think?
I mean, with every cycle of all the 007 franchises, it changes, and it's okay to change with the times, just like times do.
I'm not disagreeing with you. Moving on. The new Popeyes chicken sandwich, of course, had people going nuts until they ran out, but the fast food chain says it's fine because you can just bring your own bun until they get more. Excuse me? Popeyes tweeted a video telling customers you can buy a 3-piece tender meal and just make your own sandwich minus the mayo and the pickles.
This is why I'm going to you.
That's ridiculous. Bring your own bun.
Less
what am I
effort.
paying you for?
I don't want to.
You had one job.
Effort.
Nope.
I don't want to do it.
Natalie is not happy. And no word yet on when the actual sandwich might make a return.
Mind you, I have not sold into the hype at all.
No, you didn't get one?
No.
You're not robbing Popeye's chickens yet for the sandwich? People were doing that. Don't look at me like I'm crazy.
I'm definitely looking at you like you're crazy.
Okay, well, I wasn't one of the ones doing it.
Hey, buddy.
No one needs a chicken sandwich that bad, right? As we're both here starving this morning. This food. All right, let's move on. Eleanor Saunders, she had a surplus of two things, turns out. Donated clothing and unemployed people. Her solution is called Echo Handmade. The executive director of a local nonprofit is seeing lives changed by this very creative mission. And 10 News reporter Bobby Lewis is on the road in Brandon this morning where donated items are made new, all to help those in need.
Go from a place where you're coming for emergency food to entrepreneurship, that's a win.
Stitching it forward. Echo has two main donation locations in Hillsborough County and opened its handmade boutique just this past June. Last year, Echo provided food and clothing to more than 15,000 people here in the Tampa Bay area. We'll find the beauty in an ugly issue. Next, we will take you inside an art gallery, bringing attention to the crisis on the environment. Well, artists from all over are taking the crisis from environmental impacts to the next level, and the James Museum of Western and Wildlife Art in downtown St. Pete has got a new exhibit that has some of these artists' views on our environment. Brightside's Jabari Thomas has given us a sneak peek.
Their respective areas.
Aha! It is called Environmental Impact 2, as you can see there. It'll be on display at the James Museum until December 1st, so you've got a little bit of time.
Yeah, a little bit of time to see
Check it out.
how we're cleaning up the mess that a lot of us make.
Sure, maybe on a nice
man.
rainy day you can go.
Yeah, and
See it,
this afternoon, I don't think it's going to be a washout, which is some good news, because that was the #1 question I was getting the past couple of days. We'll talk more about that, yeah.
Talk more about that. We got a whole other hour coming your way next. Aren't you lucky? More Bright Side on the flip side when we come back. Stay with us.